Have you ever met someone and felt an instant magnetic pull that defies logic? Your heart races, your palms sweat, and your brain screams, "This is it." Most people ignore these subtle biological signals because they're afraid to trust their own intuition. 99% miss the last part, and if you do, you risk letting your soulmate walk right past you, leaving you in a lifetime of what ifs. Hidden cues? Have you ever walked into a room and felt your entire nervous system shift before you even said hello? In our lab, we call this thin slicing. Within the first 7 seconds of meeting someone, your brain is processing thousands of data points. It's scanning for micro expressions, vocal pitch, and even pupil dilation. When we talk about destiny, we're often talking about a high-level recognition of social and spiritual cues that tell us this is home. It's a moment where your internal people scanner hits a 100% match. Most people think true love is about a grand gesture or a cinematic moment, but it's actually found in the microsignals. It's the way someone's eyebrows lift in genuine surprise when you speak, or the way their torso remains oriented toward you even in a crowded room. These are cues of interest that signal a deep subconscious alignment. When destiny calls, it doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers through a slight head tilt or a shared vocal fry that shows you're in total synchrony. We've studied thousands of interactions, and the most powerful ones are those where nonverbal synchrony happens almost instantly. This is when two people start breathing at the same rate, blinking at the same time, and mirroring each other's posture without even trying. It's like a biological dance. When you experience this, it feels like destiny because your bodies are literally communicating on a frequency that bypasses the rational mind. You aren't just meeting a person, you are recognizing a partner. But here is the brutal truth. If you aren't trained to look for these cues, you might dismiss them as mere coincidence. You might tell yourself you're just tired or imagining things. But the science of people tells us that our bodies are far smarter than our brains when it comes to connection. Your gut feeling is actually a sophisticated pattern recognition system. When destiny calls, it's your body telling you that it has found a pattern of safety, growth, and deep moral alignment in another human being. This initial spark is the invitation of destiny. It's the universe, or the biological laws of attraction, handing you a golden thread. But most people are too busy looking at their phones or worrying about their social status to grab hold of it. They miss the micro expression of vulnerability that could have started a lifelong conversation. They ignore the vocal warmth that signals a kindred spirit. To find true love, you have to be socially curious enough to notice when the universe is trying to get your attention. Think about the eyebrow flash. It's a universal sign of recognition and welcome. When you see someone you are destined to be with, your face performs this micro action before you even realize it. It's an opening of the eyes, a lifting of the brow, a signal that says, "I see you." If the other person flashes back, you've just had your first conversation without saying a word. This is the foundation of destiny. It's the silent agreement that you are both open to the journey. Biological synchrony. Once that initial connection is made, destiny moves into a phase I call biological synchrony. This is where the connection becomes an unstoppable force. Research shows that when two people are truly aligned, their heart rates actually begin to synchronize. They are literally beating as one. This isn't just poetry, it's a physiological reality. When you are with the person you are destined to be with, your cortisol levels, the stress hormone, drop significantly, and your oxytocin, the cuddle hormone, floods your system. This chemical cocktail creates a biofeedback loop. The more time you spend together, the more your bodies rely on each other for emotional regulation. You become co-regulators. This is why, when destiny calls, physical distance feels like a literal ache. Your body is craving the biological stability that the other person provides. It's a form of positive addiction that tethers two souls together through the very fabric of their biology. It's the reason why nothing can stop true love, because the body won't allow it. In our research, we found that high rapport couples have a specific type of vocal convergence. They begin to use the same words, the same slang, and even the same sentence structures. This is a sign of cognitive alignment. You are literally starting to think like the other person. When you hear people say, "We finish each other's sentences," They are describing a high level of linguistic synchrony that only happens when two people are deeply, fundamentally connected. It's a signal that your destinies have become entwined. But synchrony isn't just about the good feelings. It's also about how you handle the friction. True destiny doesn't mean a lack of conflict. It means a shared conflict resolution style. We look for micro repairs in our lab. These are the tiny jokes, the soft touches, or the "I'm sorry" looks that happen in the middle of a disagreement. Destined couples are masters of the repair. They have a biological imperative to return to a state of harmony. They can't stay disconnected for long because their systems are too used to being in sync. When you find this level of synchrony, you realize that the obstacles of the world, distance, timing, family pressure, are just external noise. They can't break the biological bond. This is the unstoppable part of true love. If your heartbeats are aligned and your nervous systems are co-regulating, the universe has already made its decision. Your only job is to stay out of the way and let the biology of destiny do its work. It's a powerful, grounding realization that takes the work out of love and replaces it with flow. Consider the vagus nerve. It's the longest nerve in your body, and it's responsible for your rest and digest system. When you are with your destined partner, your vagus nerves are essentially talking to each other. You feel a sense of vagal tone that makes you feel safe, calm, and open. This is why true love feels like peace. It's not the frantic, high-anxiety energy of a crush. It's the deep, resonant stillness of a nervous system that has finally found its match. Vocal resonance. Have you ever noticed how your voice changes when you're talking to someone you truly care about? We call this vocal warmth. When destiny is at play, your vocal cords actually relax and your pitch becomes more melodic. You move away from the monotone of the mundane and into the frequency of the heart. This isn't something you can fake. It's a biological response to the presence of a soulmate. Your voice becomes a beacon, signaling your openness and your affection. In the lab, we found that destined pairs often match each other's vocal tempo. If one person speaks slowly and thoughtfully, the other will naturally slow down to match them. If one person is excited and fast-paced, the other will rise to that energy. This is auditory mirroring. It's a way of saying, I am on your wavelength. When you feel this happening, it's a sign that your communication is not just about words. It's about the underlying music of your connection. We also have to talk about the sound of safety. There is a specific resonance in a person's voice that tells us they are trustworthy. When destiny calls, you hear this resonance in your partner's voice before they even prove their character. It's a low-frequency vibration that bypasses the logical brain and speaks directly to the limbic system. It tells you, you are safe here. This is why true love can survive long-distance calls and voice notes. The resonance carries the destiny even when the physical body is absent. But what happens when the voice becomes thin or high-pitched? This is a signal of stress or performance. If you are with someone and you feel the need to perform your voice, you aren't in destiny, you're in a social script. True love allows for the vocal rawness. It's the morning voice, the tired voice, the voice that cracks with emotion. When destiny calls, you fall in love with the imperfections of the sound because they are the most authentic parts of the person. Linguistic style matching is another huge indicator. We found that couples who are destined to stay together use function words like pronouns, prepositions, and conjunctions in very similar ways. It's a subtle, invisible bridge. You might not notice it consciously, but your brain is celebrating the fact that you speak the same language on a structural level. This linguistic harmony makes the relationship feel effortless because you don't have to translate your soul for the other person. When you find this vocal resonance, cherish it. It's one of the most reliable, long-term cues of a successful connection. It's the reason why you can talk to your person for hours and never get bored. The sound of their voice is literally feeding your brain the dopamine and oxytocin it needs to feel fulfilled. It's the melody of your destiny, and as long as you keep singing in the same key, nothing can stop the music of your love. Internal alignment. Before you can meet your destiny, you have to be a resonant vessel. In behavioral science, we talk about self-signaling. This is the idea that the way you treat yourself and the values you hold create a frequency that you broadcast to the world. If you are living in a state of internal chaos, you will attract chaos. But if you practice internal discipline, the universal principles of integrity, kindness, and self-reflection, you become a magnet for a partner who is doing the same. Destiny isn't just about finding the right person, it's about being the right person. You have to prime your own system for connection. This means clearing out the social clutter of past rejections and old insecurities. If you are still broadcasting low-worth signals, you will miss the high-value cues of your true partner. You have to do the internal work of aligning your actions with your values. This creates a state of congruence. When you are congruent, your nonverbal signals are clear, strong, and undeniable. We often see people who are desperate for destiny, but desperation is a high anxiety signal that actually pushes people away. It creates a micro-expression of fear that others subconsciously pick up on. True love requires a state of confident vulnerability. You have to be strong enough to be open. This is the purity of the heart, the clarity of intention. When your intention is pure and your internal house is in order, you stop chasing and start attracting. You become a station of light that destiny can easily find. This internal alignment also involves the discipline of boundaries. You have to know what you stand for so you can recognize someone who stands for the same things. True love isn't about two people becoming one. It's about two whole people choosing to walk the same path. If you are half a person looking for another half, you aren't seeking destiny, you're seeking a crutch. Destiny calls to those who are standing tall in their own truth, ready to share their abundance rather than fill their emptiness. I want you to think about your internal compass. What are the non-negotiables of your soul? When you live by these principles, you create a value-based signal that is incredibly attractive to a destined partner. They recognize your integrity before they even know your name. They see the way you handle a waiter, the way you speak about your family, and the way you hold yourself in a moment of stress. These are the real-world cues of destiny. By mastering yourself, you are preparing the ground for the most important meeting of your life. This is the law of resonance, like attracts like. If you want a partner who is disciplined, be disciplined. If you want a partner who is kind, be kind. If you want a partner who is spiritually aware, cultivate your own awareness. You cannot trick destiny into giving you someone who is at a higher frequency than you are willing to maintain. You have to be the change you want to see in your relationship. This is the ultimate halal of love, the ethical and spiritual preparation of the self for a sacred union. Unstoppable force. When destiny finally calls, it often feels like a collision of purpose. It's as if two separate rivers have finally found the same channel. At this stage, the connection becomes an unstoppable force. Why? Because it is no longer just about attraction, it is about mission. True love is two people looking in the same direction, committed to the same universal truths of growth and contribution. When you have this shared vision, the challenges of life don't break you, they forge you into something stronger. The brutal part of this stage is that the world will test you. There will be social friction. There will be moments where it seems easier to walk away. But this is where the science of resilience comes in. Destined couples have a high tolerance for discomfort because they know the value of what they have. They don't bail at the first sign of a micro-expression of anger. They look deeper. They use their social intelligence to navigate the storms. They realize that the force of their connection is greater than the friction of the world. Nothing can stop true love because it is built on a foundation of unshakable trust. In our lab, we define trust as predictable reliability. It's the knowledge that the other person will send the same safety cues tomorrow that they sent today. This reliability creates a secure base from which both people can thrive. When you have a secure base, you are more courageous in the world. You take more risks, you grow faster. Destiny, therefore, is a catalyst for excellence. It makes you a better version of yourself. We also have to talk about the power of presence. In an unstoppable connection, the most valuable currency is attention. Destined partners are vigilant about each other's needs. They notice the micro cues of sadness or fatigue before a word is even spoken. This hyper-awareness is the ultimate form of love. It's saying, I see you, I hear you, and I am here. This level of presence creates a social fortress that no outside influence can penetrate. It is the definition of true love. If you are waiting for destiny, do not be discouraged by the silence. The universe is often just priming the canvas. Use this time to master your cues, to align your internal world, and to become the most vibrant version of yourself. When the call comes, you will be ready. You will recognize the signals, you will feel the synchrony, and you will know with a calm certainty that nothing, not time, not distance, and not even your own fears can stop what has been destined for you. True love is an active choice. It's the decision to stay in the dance even when the music changes. It's the commitment to keep thin slicing your partner for the good things, even after years together. You have to keep looking for the eyebrow flash, keep listening for the vocal warmth, and keep building the biological synchrony. Destiny gets you through the door, but it's your social mastery that keeps you in the room. This is how you become unstoppable. Final truth. The final truth of destiny is that it is not a destination, but a way of walking. It is the realization that you are part of a larger, beautiful pattern that is constantly unfolding. When you find that person who mirrors your soul and synchronizes with your heart, you aren't just finding a partner. You are finding a mirror for your own divinity. You see the best parts of yourself reflected in their eyes, and they see the best parts of themselves in yours. This is the end game of connection, the total recognition of another human being. We spend so much of our lives feeling fragmented, but true love is the great integration. It brings all the pieces of your life together. It makes sense of your past pains and your future fears. It provides the coherence that your soul has been searching for. When destiny calls, it's the universe saying, it's time to be whole. And once you have tasted that wholeness, you can never go back to the fragments. You are forever changed, forever expanded, and forever home. I want you to take a deep breath and release the anxiety of searching. Destiny cannot be hunted. It can only be welcomed. Focus on your own internal light. Focus on your vocal resonance. Focus on your moral alignment. As you become the most authentic version of yourself, you are literally lighting the runway for your soulmate to land. They are looking for you just as much as you are looking for them. Trust the science of the soul and know that your frequencies are already beginning to match. Nothing can stop true love because it is the gravity of the spirit. It is the natural law that draws like to like. No matter how many obstacles are placed in your way, if the connection is destined, the universe will find a way to bridge the gap. It will use the micro expressions, the heart rate synchrony, and the vocal warmth to pull you back together. You are part of an unbreakable bond that was forged long before you even met. This is the peace that passes all understanding. True love is the greatest teacher you will ever have. It will teach you about patience, about forgiveness, and about the power of presence. It will challenge you to grow in ways you never thought possible. And through it all, it will be your anchor in the storm. When you find this love, hold on to it with a gentle strength. Don't try to control it, just try to be in it. Let the destiny flow through you, and let the love guide you toward the light of your highest self. May you have the courage to notice the cues, the wisdom to follow the resonance, and the faith to trust the synchrony. You are a living masterpiece, and your destiny is waiting to be painted. Walk your path with integrity, speak your truth with warmth, and keep your heart open to the call. Your true love is already on the way, and when you finally meet, you will realize that every what if was just a step toward the forever. Nothing can stop what has been written in the stars of your own soul. True love is the quiet certainty that you are exactly where you are supposed to be, with exactly who you are supposed to be with. It is the deep, resonant yes that your soul whispers when you look into their eyes. It is the peace that comes from knowing that the search is over and the journey has truly begun. Carry this clarity with you, let it settle into your bones, and may you find that the greatest destiny of all is the love that has been waiting for you since the beginning of time. Be honest. Did this speak to you too? Have you ever felt that biological synchrony with someone and tried to talk yourself out of it?